All right, today we're diving into a discovery that honestly sounds like it was ripped straight from a blockbuster movie. But this isn't fiction. We're talking about a real-life leviathan, a super predator from Antarctica's long-forgotten past. Let's get right into it. First, I want you to do something for me. Forget everything you know about Antarctica, the ice, the snow, the brutal cold. Just erase it. Now, picture a warm, swampy rainforest teeming with life, a lost world. Because, trust me, to really understand the creature we're about to meet, you have to understand the world it came from.
So our story doesn't actually begin millions of years ago. It begins right now, in our time, on what is easily the most hostile continent on the planet. And it all kicked off with a totally chance discovery, a single, unbelievable clue sticking out of the ice.
Can you imagine that? You're part of a geological survey team, you're out there battling the elements, and then you see something that just shouldn't be there. It's not a rock, it's bone, peeking out of ice that's been frozen for ages, and it's huge. Right away you'd know something absolutely incredible was buried, just waiting to be found.
Yeah, in a find like this, it's not some big eureka moment. It's a slow burn, a real piece of detective work. You can see here it all started with that one fragment spotted in 2024. But then you have to mount a full-blown expedition to go back the next year to carefully, painstakingly dig more out of that frozen ground. It took until early 2026, after all the lab work, for them to finally confirm it. This was a species completely new to science, and on a scale they could hardly believe.
And you could just feel the awe in this quote from the lead paleontologist. Think about it, uncovering a mythical beast. This wasn't just another fossil find for them. This was the kind of discovery you dream about your entire career, something that feels more like it belongs in legends than in a scientific journal. The excitement must have been off the charts.
Okay, so this brings up the big question, right? How on earth could a creature this massive possibly survive in Antarctica? Well, the short answer is, it couldn't. Not the Antarctica we know today. To get our heads around this, we have to turn back the clock, way back, to the continent's forgotten green past.
Yep, 60 million years ago. We're in the Eocene epoch, and the planet is a much, much warmer place. Antarctica? It's not a frozen wasteland. It's practically unrecognizable. It's covered in lush green forests and huge, sprawling swamps. A thriving, vibrant ecosystem just perfect for supporting some seriously giant life.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's just wild. Back then, you're talking an average temperature of about 15 degrees Celsius. That's a pleasant 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, it's negative 50 Celsius. It went from a vibrant green world to a sterile white desert. And that massive environmental shift is the key to this whole story. It's what allowed this giant to evolve in the first place, and it's also what flash froze its world, locking its secrets away for us to find.
All right, we've set the stage, the lost world is ready. So now it's time to finally meet the undisputed king of this green Antarctica.
Now, before I throw some crazy numbers at you, you've got to understand this term, apex predator. This thing wasn't just a big animal wandering around. It was the absolute top of the food chain. Nothing hunted it. It was the ultimate hunter in its world, the boss. So, just how big was the boss?
25 meters. Just let that sink in for a second. That is over 80 feet long. To give you some scale, that's longer than a school bus. It's even longer than most blue whales. We're talking about an animal of truly epic proportions.
And this is where it gets really fun. Let's put our polar leviathan head-to-head with the other heavyweights. Look at that. It's more than double the length of a T-Rex and substantially bigger than even the legendary megalodon shark. Plus, it owned a totally unique environment, those polar swamps, where it was hunting other huge marine reptiles. This wasn't just an apex predator, it was a true super predator. So what was its secret? What made this thing so dominant? Well, this was its toolkit for destruction. The fossil showed jaws strong enough to crush the shells of giant armored turtles. It had massive paddle-like limbs that would have made it a terrifyingly powerful swimmer. And what's really mind-blowing is the evidence suggesting it was warm-blooded. That's a huge deal. It would have allowed it to thrive in those cooler polar seasons, and it completely changes how we think about the biology of giant reptiles. It was basically a perfectly engineered killing machine for its unique world.
You know, a find like this, it's so much more than just sticking a new name in a textbook. Discoveries of this magnitude literally force us to rethink what we thought we knew about the past. And this is the bottom line, the real game changer here. The existence of the polar leviathan means we have to redraw our mental map of the ancient world. The poles weren't some quiet evolutionary backwater. No way! They were dynamic, thriving hotspots for evolution, capable of creating some of the biggest and baddest predators this planet has ever seen.
So why does all of this really matter? Well, for starters, it proves that the poles were nurseries for megafauna. It also fills in a huge blank spot in the fossil record, finally telling us who was at the very top of that Antarctic food chain. And, maybe most importantly for us today, as our own planet gets warmer, studying this lost world, it gives us incredible clues about how life might adapt to a future with ice-free poles.
And that, of course, leaves us with one last massive question. If a creature this enormous, this unbelievable, could stay hidden for millions of years, locked away under the ice, it just begs the question, right? What else is down there, waiting for the ice to melt and for us to find it? The lost world of Antarctica is only just beginning to give up its secrets.